Hi, I'm Jill Allen with the Business Journal News Network and BizEventz. With me this morning is Allen Naples, Regional President of M&T Bank and the sponsor of this year's 40 Under 40 event. Welcome, Allen. Thank you for joining us and sitting down with me this morning. It's great to have you as our sponsor. We've been doing this event for 22 years, and M&T has been involved with it for just about all of those 22 years. And the event, as you and I were talking about a little bit earlier, is extremely competitive. This year alone, we received more than 100 nominations from a diverse cross-section of young people doing great things for our community. I say young because the main criteria for 40 Under 40 is that you have to be under the age of 40. Now, you and I just missed that by a couple years.
Yeah, right. When are you going to do 70 under 70?
Well, we're not quite there yet. So as I was preparing for this interview, I thought that it might be fun if we, or me, asked you some questions that we ask the 40 Under 40. Those that make it every year, we send them a list of questions to be interviewed by. And I thought it would be fun as a sponsor if we asked you those same questions to see what your responses would be.
My pleasure.
Okay, you ready to take
Sure.
a stab at it? Now, I give you a heads up. The first few questions are easy, and then they get a little trickier. So what is the name of the company or the organization that you work for?
M&T Bank.
And what is your job title?
I'm a regional president, Central New York region.
How long have you been at M&T Bank, Allen?
I've been in banking for 46 years and 15 years at M&T.
Wow. So now we're going to go back a little bit further. Where did you graduate from college?
Syracuse University in 1973.
Oh, and what was your major?
Personnel and industrial relations. I always wanted to be a labor lawyer.
So how'd you get into banking?
I went to Alfred University for 3 years and left there my junior year, transferred to Syracuse, got married, changed my major to graduate on time. I had to take 18 hours each semester plus the first summer session. And at that point in time, I had 2 children and I was just beat. So I had 3 job offers, one in Boston, one in New York, and one in Syracuse, all offering me $7,500 a year. So needless to say, I ended up a banker.
$7,500 a year.
1973.
Wow. Can you imagine? Times have changed a little bit, haven't they?
Yes, they have. For the good for everybody.
Right. So if we were to ask you one word that best describes you.
Driven.
Driven. That's a great word. When you're not working, what are some of your hobbies? What do you like to do? Although you just told me this morning that you work all the time, even on vacation.
Well, I'm wired 24/7, but my wife and I have a 2-year-old sheepadoodle. And so we walk him probably 5 to 10 miles a day, and then I play a lot of golf.
What's a sheepadoodle is a combination of what?
Sheepdog and poodle.
So is it a big dog?
65 pounds.
Wow. Okay. All right. Allen, do you have a secret talent that will no longer be a secret after we're done having this conversation?
Well, I don't know if I'm very talented at anything, but one of the things that I do a lot is I carve birds and things of Santa Clauses and things of that nature.
Out of wood?
Out of wood.
Interesting. Have you been doing that a long time?
About 20 or 30 years.
Very nice. Do you want to make the 40 Under 40 awards for everybody this year?
Absolutely.
So if there was something left on your bucket list to accomplish, what might that be?
I have absolutely nothing on a bucket list.
Lucky guy.
I don't even think about it. Whatever happens, happens. I do what I want to do when I want to do it.
Okay. Best advice you ever received?
Do the right thing at all times.
That's good advice. And if you could change one thing about our community, what might that be?
I think the biggest challenge we have in Central New York right now is the next generation. The people that have, the leaders from the past. You know, you look at me, I've been in the banking business for 46 years, and a lot of my peers and from banking and others are basically retired or have retired. And we need the next generation to step up. That's why 40 Under 40 is so critically important. And if you look at the change in 40 Under 40 in the last 20 years, it's significantly different. Anybody that applied 20 years ago wouldn't even be considered today. And I know today we have 100 and some odd people that apply or are nominated, and we only choose 40.
Yep.
And I can say last year our nominee was not selected, which is fine with me, because you have to have the right people with the right drive, with the right mentality to change this economy that we're in Central New York. And that's what I would say. Just challenge them and do the right thing.
It's interesting that you bring up that point about your nominee not being selected last year. The whole 40 under 40 process is so competitive, and we're so thrilled to have so many folks who want to be a part of this elite group. You know, we've been doing it for 22 years, and if you do the math, 22 times 40, we have over 800 40 under 40 alumni in our community stepping up and doing the right thing. We love the fact that it's a competitive process, and we love the fact that the mix of young folks is really showing us what our community looks like today. So now, Allen, one last question, and I know it's going to sound like a silly question, but we've asked all these other honorees this year, and we've asked them for a specific reason. Is there a favorite song that you have, something that you just resonates with you, or that you like to get up on the dance floor if you dance, or what's your favorite go-to?
Well, if you're talking anything with slow dancing, I have no moves whatsoever. I just there's nothing in this body that can move that to any kind of fast song. So I guess I'd have to say "Unchained Melody" by the Righteous Brothers.
Oh, that's a great song. I'll tell you the reason.
Are you old enough to remember it?
I am.
All right.
I am. No, I'm not actually. I take it back. I'm not old enough to remember it. One of the reasons that we asked that is because last year we decided that to shake up the event a little bit, it might be fun to take a snippet of everybody's favorite song, and as their name gets called, we play their song as they walk up onto the stage.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And so you hear 40 different songs that are, reminiscent of all different times and represent the people in the audience, and we love it. And it makes the event fun. That's why I asked you what your favorite song was.
My pleasure.
Allen, this was great. Thank you for sharing
my
your answers
pleasure. Thank
with me. Thank you for your continued support of the event, of our community, and we're most thankful for our long-standing partnership, 22 years, with M&T Bank for 40 under 40. For more information and to join us, the event is November 6th at the On Center. You can go to bizeventz.com, BIZEVENTZ.com. Thanks, Allen.
Thank you.